Hey guys, I hope all of you are doing well and having a good time. और आज मैं आपके साथ अपनी जॉब की स्टोरी शेयर करने के लिए यहाँ पे हूँ. So please watch this video till the end because I really want to share a lot of things, including मेरी जॉब हंट कब शुरू हुई और फाइनली मुझे कब जॉब मिली. So stick around. So as soon as I came to know that we people are being laid off, so as I shared with you people that I luckily got some time, that was a buffer time जिसमें at least company ने aware कर दिया था that we people are not gonna renew your contracts. तो उस पीरियड में मैंने इमिडिएटली जॉब्स अप्लाई करना शुरू किया. कुछ लोगों को इंडियंस इन टोरंटो करके एक ग्रुप है फेसबुक, उस पर मैंने पिंग करना शुरू किया. एंड एक दो मुझे रेफरेंसेस मिले भी, एंड उसमें से एक रेफरेंस था जिसने मुझे रेफ़र किया. एंड देन आई गॉट एन इंटरव्यू कॉल. I went there and unfortunately I didn't get selected because उनको contractor चाहिए था, और मे बी मैंने कुछ एक आधा ऐसा question पूछ लिया था कि can I apply for some other position when I am inside the company. So they got an impression कि I am just joining the bank because I want to get into something else. So sometimes you have to be very much aware of what you are asking in the interview, क्योंकि अगर आप questions पूछते हैं तो भी बहुत सोच समझ के पूछना पड़ता है, और आप questions अगर नहीं पूछते तो वो भी एक नेगेटिव चीज़ होती है. ओके, सो उसके बाद मेरा जहाँ पे इंटरव्यू हुआ वो था एक बिग फोर, एंड इन दैट बिग फोर द मेजर हर्डल वाज दैट द पर्सन हु इंटरव्यूड मी, शी टोल्ड मी दैट यू डोंट हैव इनफ कनेडियन एक्सपीरियंस. आई एग्री विद यू पीपल. आप लोग सोच रहे होंगे कि कनेडियन एक्सपीरियंस कैसे आएगा, जब कनाडा में काम करेंगे तभी आएगा ना. बट यहाँ पे कुछ लोग हैं या कुछ कंपनीज हैं who are very particular about this thing that you should have at least 1 year of Canadian experience, और तभी वो आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी देते हैं. एंड उसके बाद मेरा इंटरव्यू फिर से एक और बिग फोर में हुआ. आई डोंट वांट टू नेम इट, बट वहाँ पे दैट फीमेल वाज नाइस, बट मे बी उनकी जो जॉब रिक्वायरमेंट्स थी दे वर लाइक नॉट up to what I was expecting or what they were expecting out of me. Then that interview also didn't go well. फिर हम शुगर बीच पे थे, मैं और गुंदीप. उस दिन मेरा इंटरव्यू था and I was very depressed. I was like, am I doing something wrong? And if I am doing something wrong, where and why? Gundeep motivated me and he supported me throughout. He said, maybe you deserve something well or something better than this, so don't lose hope and keep on going. Rest मेरा EI भी आ रहा था, तो we were not that much worried, लेकिन फिर भी एक पॉइंट आया था जब मैं इंटरव्यूज देते थे तो बिल्कुल थक गई थी. इवन मैंने एक और बैंक है बिग 5 बैंक, उसका भी इंटरव्यू दिया. एंड इमेजिन इतना एक्सपीरियंस होने के बाद भी those people didn't select me because maybe I was overqualified for that job. ये भी एक constraint होता है, अगर आप overqualified हैं तो भी you may get rejected because उनको लगता है कि आप कुछ time job करेंगे, you will have a buffer period, you will look for something else and you will move on. So they are very picky in all these things, which makes sense. I'll say that was a miracle, and I do believe in miracles. So miracle was that I got a call from a provincial government organization, and उसमें मैंने कब अप्लाई किया था वहाँ पे, I swear to God I don't know. I got a call from HR and he told me that okay, your application has been selected and we are going to interview you and so day. So you just send an email which day you want to get interviewed on. They sent the time slots, they sent the dates. I just replied to the email, और उसके बाद फिर मेरा इंटरव्यू उस दिन शेड्यूल हुआ. सबसे पहला राउंड हुआ HR राउंड. उन्होंने बहुत बेसिक चीज़ें पूछी एंड देयर वर क्वाइट ट्रिकी क्वेश्चंस. सो मैं एक क्वेश्चन शेयर करूंगी जो कि बहुत बेसिक था. द HR asked me that how much salary do you expect? So I told him कि जो सैलरी है that should be as per the industry standards, but he was not satisfied. He said, I want a number. So I told him honestly that I was a contractor in my first job in Canada, so I don't know much about how the full-time job works. So I said that I have seen on Glassdoor the salary range for my profile is this to this. And then he was like impressed. He just said, okay. So I added one more thing, that I'm not looking to get hired to become rich. I'm looking for a job in order to learn and grow within the organization. And that person was pretty impressed with me. After 2 days, I got an email that you have been qualified for the second round. And then I had an interview with the senior manager and the manager. And मेरा इंटरव्यू हुआ और वो 1 घंटे तक चला. और जो सीनियर मैनेजर था वो खुद मुझे बाहर तक छोड़ने आया. एंड आई न्यू दैट ओके, आई हैव नेल्ड इट. एंड there was one more round. अभी जंग बाकी थी क्योंकि the director had to interview me. So after 2 days, I got an email which said that you have been moved to the third round, which will be with the director. And finally, I was very, very desperate, you will say, or I was very, very nervous as well, because I really wanted that job. It was not because it was a government job. I was just fed up of giving interviews, and also I wanted to come out of that cycle where you have to face same questions again and again. And I was really tired of doing that. So finally director से जब interview हुआ, so that was a very casual interview. उन्होंने थोड़ा अपनी कंपनी के बारे में बताया. The best thing which I faced was he asked me, what do you watch on TV? And I told him that I watch Suits. And coincidentally, it was his favorite show, and the character from the show was his favorite as well. So, there was a tuning, and we just kept on chit chatting. That went for half an hour. And finally, that interview went amazing. And I had a vibe that, okay, I'm gonna get it. Yeah, so they made me wait a little bit longer. It was a week since I heard from them. तो ऐसा होता है कि जब आप हफ्ते तक सुनते नहीं हो ना HR से, देन इट्स बेटर टू ड्रॉप एन ईमेल टू देम इन ऑर्डर टू नो व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन, वेदर यू हैव बीन सिलेक्टेड या आपका सिलेक्शन नहीं हुआ. तो दिस इज व्हाट आई डिड. एंड जब मैंने HR को मेल किया तो उस दिन रिप्लाई नहीं आया. तो आई वाज लाइक, ओ मैन, this is gone. अब और भी इंटरव्यूज देने पड़ेंगे. But next day, I got an email from their HR saying that they have not reached to any decision. So as soon as they do it, I'll receive an email. और I think उसके अगले ही दिन I got a call from the senior manager personally saying that you have been selected for the post of senior compliance specialist and the salary is blah blah blah. And I was like, wow, means I got interviewed for the position of analyst, but they were so pretty impressed with me that they selected me for the senior post. Yes guys, यहाँ पे ऐसा भी होता है. अगर आप capable हैं और अगर उनको आप पसंद आ जाते हो, तो definitely they will offer you a different position. And this is not a miracle. This all depends on you and your experience. So that was the best day of my life after 2 months. I will say, like, और भी best days हुए हैं. Like, एक best day था जब मैं Canada आई थी, but this was like after 2 months, and I was pretty happy about it क्योंकि I didn't expect this much salary. I didn't expect this position, but it came to me. So the moral of the story is, you are not supposed to lose hope, and you need to stay positive. And finally, the thing which you deserve will come to you on its own. So guys, this is it from my side. ये मेरी story थी, and I'm still excited to work there because बहुत सारी चीज़ें सीखने को मिल रही हैं, just because this is a totally different industry. And आई होप कि आप लोगों को भी ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ मिले यहाँ पे, क्योंकि कनाडा इज़ अ ब्यूटिफुल कंट्री एंड इट हैज़ ब्यूटिफुल पीपल एंड ब्यूटिफुल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस जिनके साथ आप काम करेंगे तो बहुत प्रोफेशनल हो गए, एंड यू विल टेंड टू लर्न अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. सो बी एक्साइटेड, स्टे पॉजिटिव, and I will see you in the next video. So if you have any questions or queries or concerns, you can leave it in the comment box. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.